Throughout your life, for however long that you can remember, you were told to set goals. Big ones, small ones, smart ones, long-term ones, short-term ones. And the way most people set goals, they set them in a way that keeps them trapped, that keeps them stuck in their current place in life. And what they need is not to set another goal to get out of that trap. What they need is a new operating system. In this video, I'm going to break down why input-based principles are what you need for you to grow both personally and professionally, and why you need to get the idea of having goals which are keeping you stuck away from your mind. Let's get into it. Now, let me start by saying that goals, they're good, right? They give the illusion of what you want to accomplish in the future. In the present moment, it feels good to set a goal. It feels good to want to do something better because it makes you get like that burst of dopamine, right, in your system of you want to be better, right? It's like that personal development dopamine that's going off in your body, like that brain blast that shows that you're moving forward. But what you're actually doing is not moving forward. All you're doing is pushing your present moment into the future. Because what you're doing is basing your expectation not in the present, not what you can do in the present, but in the future of the outcome of a goal or a project, right? And the longer that future doesn't come, the longer you have to push your goal farther back because you haven't achieved it yet, the more you feel stuck, and the less you believe in yourself a little bit more. Think about it like this. What if your goal was to lose 20 pounds and you got to whatever your goal amount, whatever your weekday was, you said like 5 weeks, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds. And in 5 weeks, you didn't lose 20 pounds. You lost 15 pounds. And now you just kind of lost hope because you still got 5 more pounds and you never got nowhere, right? Another example is, what if you say you want to make 10K a month in the next year? Right? Now you're working every single day, right? You have the outcome in the forefront of your brain. You just working without thinking about the present, right? You just have the outcome. I want to make 10K, so I'm going to do whatever I can to make that 10K, right? I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to do whatever I can do to make that 10K. And if I get it, and I'll be happy. And once that year come around, guess what? You didn't achieve that 10K, and then what? You start losing hope. You go through this circle, this loop again of you just sad and depressed and setting the goals again to 10K next year, and then you never achieved it again, right? Or maybe you have like some type of YouTube or like a Instagram channel, followers or YouTube subscriber goal, where on YouTube you're trying to get to 1K subs. On Instagram, you want to make at least 10K followers, right? And you gave yourself an expectation of 5 months. And you didn't get there. And then what? You go through that loop again. God dang it. What can I do to get there? Now let me set another goal for the next 5 months to get there. And then that loop just continues over and over and over and over again. And the more you keep doing this, the more that progress you have towards your goal gets slow, and your momentum in turn slow as well. And because it will always based on the results, you never really get it because it's not based on the rhythm of what you can do to get a result, right? The action that you do, the result that happened from that action kind of reinforce your identity of who you are now, setting the goals, which in turns drive your action and restart this process over and over and over again. And most men, unfortunately, never escape this loop for whatever reason, because their actions are based on an identity that's never been rebuilt, right? And no matter how hard they work, they stay stuck in the same story, the same cycle over and over and over again, setting those goals, failing again, and setting those goals again and keep failing. Maybe they may succeed once or twice, but they just keep putting themselves in for, I'm going to use the word, bad belief systems in themselves for the lack of a better phrase or term to use. What they need is to not set louder goals. What they need is to focus on like the results of what they're actually doing. The results, the actions in that present moment to get what they need to do to accomplish that goal faster, but without actually focusing on that outcome of the goal. Not just the goal itself. But now you may be asking, but Derek, what can I do to be more present in the moment with my goals? Which goals is the wrong word to use. What I implore of you to do is this thing called identity-based principles, which are simple, non-negotiable things that you can do that's not even hard at all. For example, you can say, I train 4 times a week now, and what do you think you should actually do? Train 4 times a week, whether you feel like it or not, whether you're tired or not, whether you have 7 or 9 hours sleep a night or not. You're still going to go train because that's what you said. You can say, I write for 30 minutes daily. Whether or not you feel like writing, you're still going to write. Whether or not you have that writer's block in your mind, you're still going to write. Whether or not you feel kind of foggy in your mind, you're still going to write. Not for views, not for likes, not for people to engage with you, but because that's what you do. That's what you say you would do. Or you can do something simple like review your schedule for work, or review your paycheck, review your, not goals, but your habits every Sunday and go over that. Just something that you can do to base off something in the present moment. The inputs that you can do right now in order to accomplish that goal. Like, just delete the word goal off the top of your head and just focus on inputs only, right? Because you don't need to control the outcome. You need to develop a rhythm, control, and focus, and make that your personal standard, right? There's this equation, which I pretty much said it already, but inputs are greater than outcome, and principles are greater than motivation, and identity is greater than achievement. Now, hopefully you understand that focusing on the outcome of goals isn't what make you accomplish the goals, right? Input-based principles and change your identity to focus more on the present moment to see what you can do to accomplish these goals. I know I'm repeating myself, but sometimes you need to hear things more than once in order to understand. I'm the same way myself, right? Now, what can you do in order to achieve the goals that you have now? But goals aren't a thing anymore. The question you should not be asking, what inputs can you do now to accomplish your overall objective, right? You can still use goals, but delete that from your mind. Just do inputs. So if you want to get 1K subs, you can make maybe 4 reels a day, 2 reels a day at most, at least 3 stories, post at least 1 video a week on YouTube, at least 8 minutes long, right? Create a podcast and upload to YouTube. Let me show you my tracker, right? This is my tracker, my legacy content creation system that I created for myself, right? And so for me, I created this thing called Routine Habit Tracker, where essentially for me in order to keep track of my stuff, I create this routine list down. This is just the base page. So my task is 1 reel a day, 2 to 3 short stories, and 1 short simply. And once I complete it for that day, I just check mark it, and I go down the line and check mark it once I finish, right? While I'm here, let me share the rest. So right here, you have the idea bank where you put the ideas down that come up in your head, right? Here, you have the content pipeline where you write down your content ideas of what you have planned or what you plan on doing. And then right here, you have status view. You can just move it back and forth depending on where it's at in the whole scheme of things. The script builders is what you can use in order to build your script. Right here. You have your distribution tracker. And the performance log, which is essentially like a tracker, pretty much. You see how your videos were doing. As you can see, stop being trash. But yeah. Now, if you're interested, I created a system called the execution system for people like, not like you, but if you're confused and misaligned in life and you need some direction, that execution system will give you better habits that you can do, that you will clarify for yourself, and the way to kind of find a more deeper insight about yourself, right? Based on certain questions I ask you, as well as a 30-day transformation system that you can do to transform your life in just 30 days, right? Also, if you like, I do free 15-minute consultations, just answering the questions you may have or to help you out if you feel you need to have a conversation with somebody else who's a little bit more experienced in life, right? So I want you to understand that I want you to set fewer goals, but set stronger inputs. Success isn't some future event that's far out. Success is the moments like right now where you're in grind mode, trying to grind out every single day. It's a system that you install right now that will get you to the point where success will seem like it happened overnight, right? The overall goal is, don't worry about the scoreboard. Don't worry about how much goals you check off. Worry about your character. Worry about what makes you happy. Worry about putting in work for yourself, not for others. Not for others to see how good you did or how well you did. For yourself. Because eventually, the end goal, the results, whatever thing you hope happens, is going to come up eventually. Right?